Coach Sheldon Harrison. There never been no comparison. You're live on the show. Sit back and have a listen. Man, LDMMAC. My goodness. Old Colby Covington is at it again. I tell you guys something, man. Did Kamaru Usman not beat his ass enough? I mean, he was gone for about, 8 months, 9 months? And this man is back running his mouth. Running his mouth. You know, I kind of wish Usman would have got in just another shot. One more shot for good measure. You know, like, I wish Usman could have, got in a knee. Or maybe even another, accidental, alleged groin shot. I wish Usman could have, beat him up even more so he'd be gone for 18 months. But he's back. That's neither here nor there. Colby Covington has returned, and he's back to running his big mouth. Colby Covington, I tell you this. The fans of Colby Covington, they've left some of the most racially inflammatory comments on my channel. They have. Then you got the Mike Perry fans, and then you got the Joanna Bojangles in that order. Okay? So Colby Covington comes out. He implies that Black Lives Matter, that's a domestic terrorist group. Really? And of course you got Tito Ortiz, who Hispanic people they don't rock with Tito Ortiz anymore. They don't rock with him because of some of his stances. And some of the things that he follow, it's almost like a just downplay of his own people. But, Tito Ortiz don't really care about that. He called Tyron Woodley a terrorist. Well, let's talk about that. Why don't people like Colby Covington and Tito Ortiz and the fans of these people, why don't they say this? If Black Lives Matter, if that's a domestic terrorist group, what do you call the Ku Klux Klan? How do you explain this? What do you call the KKK? I mean, okay, let's take the two different rallies. Let's take a Klan rally and let's take a Black Lives Matter rally, because you got these Trump apologists that they'll tell you, Black Lives Matter, they're doing the same thing that the KKK is doing. Guys, now listen, this is me. I don't recall a BLM supporter burning somebody's house to the ground. Don't recall that. I don't recall a BLM supporter just randomly walking up to people and yelling out racial slurs. I don't recall it. Okay? I don't recall BLM supporters just randomly beating up people at their rallies. Okay? Just randomly beating them up for no reason. But you see these things at Ku Klux Klan rallies. Okay, you see these things, you hear the racial slurs heard out, all of the above. But why is it that Colby Covington and of course Tito Ortiz, okay, we can't forget about that bald PG-13 channel, can't forget about this. Why don't they ever call that out? Why don't they say anything about that? Well, you're not going to say something about something that you approve of. You're not going to criticize something that you approve of. That's just what it is. Okay, and of course Colby Covington, he's not going to criticize it. I mean, I don't know, like, he thinks Tyron Woodley is racist. I mean, has he looked at some of the stuff that he said? I mean, has he actually looked at some of the stuff that he said? I mean, see, Colby Covington, what he was doing, he had always wanted a way to say something negative about black people. See, he needed a way to do it to where it don't make him sound completely over the hill racist. Or, he didn't want his closet racism to come to the forefront. So he needed to find a way to actually be able to do it. And Tyron Woodley gave him a way to do it. So Tyron Woodley, wears a Black Lives Matter, headband. He's got on a baseball cap saying, make racists catch the fade again. And a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. So Tyron Woodley knew that Colby Covington would react to that. He knew it. Okay, he knew it. And that gave Colby Covington his way to criticize something black. Oh, he just wanted to do it. See, this was already in Colby Covington. It was already in him. And he was prepared to do so, and he did. Now, I'm not buying Tyron Woodley. I don't buy his act. I don't buy anything Woodley doing. Because this the same Tyron Woodley that sat back and said, hey, Mike Perry, he's the only white guy that can use the N-word. And he's sitting there condoning it. While you got Mike Perry running around here hurling out N-word this, N-word that. And then you got Mike Perry calling Michael John White a B-A-N word. I mean, seriously. Okay, but no, that's okay. Woodley okay with all that. He okay with all that. Everything's okay, but how do you explain that? See, I don't buy Tyron Woodley act either. I don't. I think this is something just purely for a promotional standpoint for Tyron Woodley. I don't think he can't believe that. He can't believe that because everything that he allows, or condones from Mike Perry is just composed. It's pretty much, it's a farce when it comes to what he say he stand for. How do you explain that? How do you explain that, Tyron? So Mike Perry can run around here using the N-word, but you hate racists. Tyron, you can't have it both ways. And that's why I don't buy this guy's act. And neither should you. I don't buy this guy act. I don't buy it out. In this fight, I truly don't have a dog in the race. But I just find that odd, though, that Tyron Woodley can, put this on and, on the biggest stage. Oh, he can put it on the biggest stage, right? On the biggest stage, but then he allowed Platinum Mike Perry to say what he say. Okay. On the biggest stage. And guys, has Tyron Woodley been really doing a whole lot of activism? I mean, he's done some. But now all of a sudden, he's fighting, He's fighting Colby Covington? And now he's a racial activist? How do you explain this? I don't trust Tyron Woodley. I don't buy anything that this man is selling. And to me, I think Tyron Woodley, I think he's just as bad as Colby Covington and Tito Ortiz. I think he's just as bad, if not even worse. But, you have to bring these things to light. Because, see, you'll get the racists, they'll come here, or you'll get the racist apologists, the ones that tell you, hey, I don't know why you're so obsessed with race. I don't understand. I don't know why you're talking about race. But then these are the same people that if an Asian person gets insulted, if a Hispanic person gets insulted, that's okay. If a Russian person gets insulted, if an Irish person or an Aussie person, if they get insulted, oh man, yeah man, there's no room in the sport for this. There's no room for this kind of hatred. There's just no room. Okay, yeah, let them get insulted. But let a black person be insulted? Oh man, you guys, all you do is obsess about race. You think about race so much. Why? Why is it the only thing that you think about is just race? See, they have that narrative for non-blacks, and then they have a narrative for blacks. Okay, listen. You can come at me, you can disagree with my view, but it's my view. It's not changing. Okay, I don't care what you say or what you do, my view is not going to change. You see, the thing I've learned, the thing I've truly learned, okay, is that sometimes some non-black, not everybody, but some non-black people, they try to justify racist behavior while being racist themselves. They try to justify the behavior with an excuse because this is what they deeply believe. It's what they believe. Isn't this something, man? Tito and Colby are claiming that BLM is a terrorist group. Like guys, you got to understand, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. You really can't make it up. But I tell you, man, with all the stuff going on and the racial climate going on now, the racists, they're pretty much doing what they always done. But see, now social media is giving them a platform to just let it all be, let it all be out there. I tell you what, if you're telling me that, hey, you know what, I need to be more patriotic. If the country stopped being, so racist, maybe I would be in the mood to be very patriotic. But I don't feel like being very patriotic because I feel like me personally, I feel like no matter what I do or say, okay, the racists, they're going to attack anything that's productive. Isn't it something how they came at Angela Hill? Isn't that something? They came directly at Angela Hill. They just exalted what she did. Hey, becoming the first black woman to headline a UFC event. The racists, boy, they came at her from every angle. Jean Malay, when they hyped that up and said, hey, first Asian woman to compete for, world championship in the UFC. Oh, they hyped it up. Oh, this is great. Okay, why is it that when it comes to black people, we can't have a culture? We can't have things that we're proud of because that's considered to be racist. But everybody else doesn't matter. Okay, they can have culture. They can be proud of something because they're just having culture. It's not that they're being racist. They just got a very strong pride and a very strong culture. So what kind of culture does Colby Covington and Tito Ortiz have? What kind of culture do they have? I mean, think about it. Okay, I mean, is this the culture that we want to, keep? Yeah, I mean, is this the culture that we want to inspire? This culture that they're promoting? Amazing. It's simply amazing. But I'll wait for people to criticize the Ku Klux Klan and all the white terrorist groups. All of these groups. Okay, all of these groups. All of them. You can say, hey, the Nation of Islam. I've heard people say that the Nation of Islam is a terrorist group. I've heard that too. I've heard people say that the LDBC is a terrorist group. I don't see people in the LDBC. I don't see us going to different channels attacking people, because of their views. I'm talking about like literally attacking them or calling them out of their name, or me. Okay, that's me. Okay, using racial slurs because they disagree with a person's opinion or their stance on something. I don't see us doing that, but I see other people coming to our channels doing that to us. Guys, I keep telling y'all, and I've always said on this channel, the problem in America and in the world is not race. The problem in America and this world is racism. If you correct the racism, then other races, they have no problem dealing with each other on a respectable level. Wow. I don't have a dog in this fight. I really don't care who loses or who wins this fight. I really don't care. And I definitely won't be doing a post-fight analysis video. I probably won't. Okay? Probably won't do it. Probably won't care to do it. It's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. Well, congrats, Colby. You finally got your wish. You finally had a way to criticize something black without sounding racist. Or are you racist? Because you are racist. I'm done.